Hi, this lesson is on adding and subtracting radicals. Now before we begin, may I suggest you check out our video on simplifying radicals first, because that will be a procedure needed to do the adding and subtracting of radical numbers. So let's begin. I have radicals up here that are the same, and if the radicals are the same, well then all you have to do is add the outside. 2 plus 3 is 5, I know that, and keep the inside, and that's radical 3. You're not adding the inside, you're keeping the inside as is. However, if you have different radicals inside the radical, you have to first simplify. You have to see if you can get them to be the same radical on the inside. So I have to simplify radical 75. And I can do it like this. 75 is 3 times 25. Choosing 25 because it's a perfect square number. That's how we simplify radicals. You're looking for a perfect square number. And then when I break that down, I have the 3 stays, because I can't root 3 in a radical, but 25 has a perfect square root. The square root of 25 is 5, and that comes outside as the root, the 5, not the 25. So I have 5 radical 3 for the first one. I'm going to add what I get over here. Let's see. There's already a 3 on the outside. That's going to be important to remember. Breaking down the radical 12, the highest radical, and remember you're always looking for the highest, is 4. That goes into 12 evenly. 4 times 3. Now that's interesting because you see here, I'm getting the same 3 that I had here. And that's good because that radical 3 will be left inside. And I'll do that. The 4 comes outside as 2, the square root of 4. And now I'm going to bring down the 3 that was already there. And that's going to multiply by the 2 that I just brought out, giving me 6 radical 3. Now, this was addition, so it's 6 radical 3, and it was plus 5 radical 3, which was the first one. And in addition, the order doesn't matter, and that gives me 11 radical 3. And that's my answer, 11 radical 3. Now over here, I'm subtracting. And how I line it up at the end, the order will matter in subtraction. Of course, you want this one first, because it's 2 radical 72 minus 3 radical 8. Both of them have outside numbers, you notice. My 72 can be broken down with the highest number here, and that's 36. You have to be careful with a number like 72, because 72 has a 4 in it. 4 times 18 has a 9 in it. 9 times 8. But 36 times 2 is 72. You want the highest square number, perfect square. So it would be 36 times 2. The 36 comes out as 6. The radical 2 stays in. I'll bring down my minus, and I'll work on the next one. 8 can be broken down as 4 times 2, using the highest perfect square in 8, 4. And remember, I want to bring down that 2 there. I have a 3 still on the outside, but I'll take care of that later. The 4 comes out as radical 2, and a radical 2 stays in. There's a 3 on the outside, and you have to remember that step. I bring down the 2 from here, and the 3 from here once I simplify. Notice my 2's match. I have the radical 2 on both sides. 2 times 6 is 12, radical 2, minus 3 times 2 is 6, radical 2. You see, I'm multiplying the number I pulled out, the perfect square number that pulled out as its root, by the number that was already out there. I already had a 2 out here. I multiplied it by the 6 that I pulled out. I get 12. I already had a 3 outside. I multiplied by the 2 from the square root of the 4, and that gave me 3 times 2 is 6. The radical 2's on each stayed in. 12 radical 2 minus 6 radical 2. I keep the radical. That doesn't change. And 12 minus 6, now I can subtract just like regular, is 6. So my answer is 6 radical 2. And there it is. And that's how you add and subtract radicals.